Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock, and tonight we've been combing through dash cam and body cam video from Lawrence Police that shows an arrest that escalated to a physical altercation between an officer and a man. Tonight, that officer is on leave as the police department investigates. The man tonight is out of jail, no charges filed. So an officer's dash cam captured the fight unfold. The man and officer hitting one another and then wrestling to the ground. Another officer then gets involved, deploying a taser and appears to kick the man on the ground. Tonight, we are also hearing how this situation escalated from the officer's body cam footage.
Let me chill out, bro.
Yeah, you chill out. That's right.
Let me chill out.
Check yourself.
Yeah, for who?
For yourself.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Because I'm about to your night up.
So the man was eventually handcuffed and taken to jail, but the prosecutor told us his office is now waiting on the results of this investigation before deciding whether to press any criminal charges. Now, this whole incident started because the man's SUV was parked illegally in an emergency fire lane. Angela?
Scott, it's another cold night. Temperatures across central Indiana already nearing the single digits. We're down to 12 in Indianapolis and Columbus, 15 in Richmond, 11 degrees right now in Bloomington and Bedford. Wind chills are nearing zero in a few locations. We're at 0 in Indianapolis, 1 in Columbus, feeling like 3 in Kokomo. At times, wind chills may go sub-zero with temperatures in the single digits early tomorrow morning. Sometimes that can lead to a few school delays. I don't think we'll have as many as we've had the last several days, but just keep that in mind. A cold start to our Friday. As kids head home tomorrow afternoon, temperatures will start to climb. For all of us, we'll get close to 30 degrees.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. Tonight, there is a new reward for information about the disappearance of a 9-year-old boy from Muncie. There he is. 13 Investigates first broke this story of Hayden Manis, whose family told us they haven't seen him in more than 5 years. Hayden's grandpa and 3 of his aunts told our Bob Siegel the last time they saw him was Christmas Eve of 2019. After that, Hayden's dad, Dustin, stopped bringing him by to visit. Then in 2024, a family member called police asking them to check on Hayden. Police found Dustin, but not the son. Investigators say this story that Dustin told them about CPS taking Hayden and giving custody to the boy's mom really didn't add up. So then, last December, Dustin died from an overdose. That means the man at the center of this police investigation is now gone. Detectives and the prosecutor are not releasing specific details of this ongoing investigation, but they tell us the information they've gathered is disturbing. Right now, Muncie Crime Stoppers is offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to Hayden's whereabouts. And we posted how to do that. It's on WTHR.com/13investigates. Every year, tens of thousands of Hoosiers face eviction. And at the same time, our state is spending millions of dollars trying to keep people in their homes. Our 13 Investigates reporter Sierra Putman joins us in studio tonight. Sierra started looking at how effective those programs are.
And we found some landlords just don't want anything to do with these programs, but a growing number of them are now filing evictions in a way that makes the process more complicated and more expensive. Jalen Andrews is packing up his home.
Did you like this one?
Yes, I did.
No family, no roommates, just him. He's moving out after getting behind on rent.
Jalen Andrews, and you're Jalen Andrews?
We first met Andrews after an eviction hearing. Court records show he started falling behind in July and struggled to pay rent on time.
Do you mind talking a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, like she said, I lost my job, became ill mentally.
With his mom by his side, Andrews told us he was hospitalized, and court documents show Community Health even stepped in to pay his rent and late fees. Andrews says he always found a way to pay, but this complex started the eviction process anyway.
When you're already dealing with mental health issues, does that help?
No, not at all.
Typically, cases like Andrews would end up in a small claims court like this.
The landlord goes first
because they bear the burden of proof.
These are intentionally informal courts where everyday Hoosiers can handle disputes without an attorney.
We're on the record at 49 D33.
But Andrews is one of the growing number of renters who end up here in Superior Court, where it costs more and the rules are more rigid and complex.
That right there even made me more furious.
13 Investigates found 2,234 evictions filed in Marion Superior Court last year, almost double the filings in 2022.
Why do you think that's happening now?
It's a part of the business practice just to evict the tenants as quick as they can.
Lauren Embry is a tenant advocate who helps renters facing eviction.
Many property owners, they don't want to deal with judges that are empathetic or wanting to create soft landings.
Judges like these.
What does eviction look like in your courtroom?
In a rare opportunity, 13 Investigates sat down with 7 Marion County Small Claims Court judges.
Judge Poor mentioned that 80% of his cases are eviction cases. Will you raise your hand if you're in the same boat?
I don't know if I'm in the same boat, but close.
In 2021, the state entrusted judges with overseeing a state program that was supposed to reduce eviction cases, but it did not. The program was optional, and most landlords chose not to participate. State data show it helped in less than 1% of evictions. So, these judges started their own programs. Their initiative slowed down eviction proceedings to allow the two sides to negotiate payment and move-out plans when necessary.
We've been able to follow the spirit of what that program was supposed to do, it was trying to do.
The courts report nearly 81% of their eviction cases were settled and 71% of the tenants stayed in their home. So no formal eviction, a red mark that can follow a person for years.
It can prevent you from finding housing in the future, from owning a house, from purchasing a car or getting that good interest rate.
We try to be fair to both sides. Sometimes it's hard when you have people in your court and you think, but for something like that happening in my life, I could be there as well.
But by the grace.
Do you have an attorney?
No.
But the Superior Court system
Plaintiff is appearing by counsel grant.
allows less grace.
You don't have an attorney with you? Correct.
Tenant advocates say Superior Court cases pull people away from the resources at the township level, like free attorneys provided by the Tenant Advocacy Program and other groups. In September, the Marion Superior Court changed the way it schedules these eviction cases because of the increase in filings. Now it puts them before the same judge on set days. Advocates like Andy Beck, who heads TAP, applaud that change, but think most tenants shouldn't be put in this position at all.
Do you think some of the landlords are trying to avoid these small claims court judges?
That's what it looks like.
I do not know.
Elizabeth Butler is with an investment club that works with small and medium landlords. She says Superior Court cases are more expensive, but move more quickly.
If that person in tenancy isn't paying their rent, unfortunately, the landlord may not be able to pay their bill either. And there's this kind of trickle up and down effect of it.
They said they wanted a fair hearing.
Kittle Property Group owns the apartment complex that Andrews lived in. A spokesperson sent this email to 13 Investigates stating, "We have confidence that both we and the resident will get a fair trial regardless of the specific court." The company said it may file in Superior Court to avoid a backlog in small claims courts or based on the amount of rent that is past due. So, just how much did Andrews owe? $1,686 plus a $500 eviction fee, well under the small claims court cap of $10,000. The other cases, 13 Investigates observed
$2,287.
$1,929 were also below that cap.
$7,656.
$3,830, $2,080.
Textbook small claims facing Superior Court hurdles like higher legal fees.
Do you think that's fair for tenants?
No.
The defendant is appearing in person and by counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding we have an agreement.
An agreement Andrews says he tried to make before he even got to the courtroom.
We had the money.
They wouldn't take it?
They would not take it.
Now they will.
They made me not want to be here anymore.
Thanks to an agreement that lets him avoid a formal eviction.
He's going to be staying with me.
I don't know where I would be at with my mom. Probably end up on the street or something, sleeping in a car.
The judges and tenant advocates we spoke with tell me the larger apartment complexes are the most resistant to eviction diversion programs. We tried to talk to the Indiana Apartment Association, which represents a lot of those big complexes, but the group declined to talk to us for this story.
I think a lot of viewers may wonder, Sierra, is any of this connected to what we saw during the pandemic? Because you may remember we reported on some property owners who just were not getting paid.
And it does. You know, the investment group we spoke to tells me some owners might be taking a more aggressive approach because during that pandemic and with those eviction moratoriums, they were not allowed to evict people even when folks just refused to pay.
Sierra Putman with 13 Investigates. And right now over on WTHR Plus, you can stream the story behind this investigation on demand.